everybody. I'm Yvonne Williams, and this is
Randy Kennedy.
We're with Dr. Earth Creations. But I wanted to talk to you guys and
I don't know what
Randy
this is about.
it's a surprise for Randy.
She won't
But
tell me.
I watched a video, you guys and Randy, about like this gentleman was like, "This isn't art," and it was a very pretty picture.
Okay.
That he had done, but he was talking about how his instructors at university are like, "That's not art." And it got me really thinking, and it's like, am I an artist? Are you an artist? And I basically came to the conclusion of those guys. Because it's like, with art, it's so subjective. Nobody gets to tell you that whether it's art or not. Like, that's not up to them. Like, well, that's their opinion, though. Like, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and I thought about it, and I was like, do I consider myself an artist?
Do you?
I don't know. Like, I like making pretty things that I think are pretty, that make me happy. And,
Okay.
but I feel like my art personally is it's a selfish thing. I make it because it makes me happy. And I share it with y'all because I'm like, well, hey, it makes me happy. Maybe it'll make y'all happy.
Okay.
And so, I don't know. I'm a maker of things. I consider myself more an artisan, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, like, so it's, because it's going to mean whatever it's going to mean to whoever buys it. You know, it's art. It's whatever you want it to be. But, like, something, I don't know. Can you stop shaking? You're freaking me out.
I'm scratching on the dog.
No, you're bouncing your leg. Like,
No,
I'm
I'm
nervous.
not.
Well, Z, stop it. Sorry, we're looking at our dog. We're not just talking to the floor. So, what's your opinion on things like this? Because I come from a background of I had no art training since like middle school, which like no art classes.
Mm-hmm.
You took years of art classes so much that you don't even art anymore.
It's true. I took 2 years of middle school art and then like 3 years of high school art, and yeah, it was pretty terrible.
Did the teacher? Because she told you quite a bit that oh, that's not art.
Well, okay, my middle school years were fine. I learned a lot. I thought it was pretty fun, so I'd continue going through it. Freshman year was probably the best experience I had in art class because the teacher I had hated all of us equally. So it was very, very fun to not have a teacher's favorite, more or less.
It's like, you're all suck and I hate all of you.
Yeah. And so it was fun. And it was funny because she would often, like, I think we came in one day and she had, like, electrodes on her face. And she was, like, zapping herself. And she just, like, in the middle of class stopped and said, "This is all because of you guys. You put me through so much stress." And I was like, wow, okay. Cool. Just this class.
You're driving
right
me
on.
insane. This classroom.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But then after that, I had a very terrible art teacher, and it made me, do I even want to do Art 3? This is, if I'm not going to be enjoying this isn't something I need to be pursuing. I can better utilize my time elsewhere, taking different classes.
At that point, were you still interested in drawing on your own?
Yeah, totally. Like, that summer I drew a lot. But, I thought, what are the odds that I will get the same terrible teacher again? Well, it won't be because she doesn't even teach Art 3, so this will be fine. Took Art 3, ended up with the same teacher, and it was just terrible. I mean, just absolutely terrible. At one point, she called me into her little personal office and was like, "Do you need me to move you out of this class? Because clearly you're not a good artist. You should go elsewhere." But of course, this was halfway through the school year.
It's not easy to go in and just change your schedule halfway through.
Well, not just that, but it's like, halfway through the semester, I should say, not school year. But it's like, yeah, I'm supposed to just drop this and dive right into the middle of another subject where I've totally missed the first half of explaining everything. No, forget you. You're going to have to handle me now. So I stayed in the class.
I love how he's always been so stubborn, you guys. It's beautiful.
And, there were consequences for it. There were several. Whenever we got into sculpting, I severely enjoyed sculpting for a little while. And then
severely enjoyed it.
I did. I had a lot of fun with it. It was really cool. I was making things that I was really into. And she then accidentally broke all of my sculptures.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And
Did she crap on them too?
I don't know. But then, she's telling me, yes, I broke them, but you're going to have to make up all this other time because you still need a project to turn in at the end of the end of the project time, and if you don't have anything, it's a failing grade. So I'm like, oh, cool, thanks. So I just, didn't put any more effort into it. I think I made like a little like log cabin thing. There's a bunch of snakes you just pile up on top of each other. Got it done in one day and was like, there's my project. Have at it. Grade that. So
it's probably one of the best grades that you got.
I have no idea.
But
when it was all said and done, after that year, I just didn't care anymore. I didn't. There was just no drive to want to put pen to paper, and just no. And it's funny because now Vaughn is really getting into a lot of different arts, and I can help her out.
With his unrelenting encouragement and support, by the way.
I can help her out and point her in directions, but she's a completely different artist than I am. Whenever I was being taught, you never use the eraser. Every single line you put on that paper is there. It's supposed to be there, otherwise you wouldn't have put it there. I've seen her do stuff with erasers that I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I literally can't, I'm just like, no, what are you doing? And she's like, no, this will be really cool. And ends up like using the eraser as a form of coming in and adding in light instead of thinking ahead and not darkening in things.
Yeah, I don't think ahead on anything.
And her pieces are wonderful and they're really great. So it's mind-blowing to me because I would never have drawn it like that. In fact, the Totodile that she did not too long ago in a watercolor, I actually did a very similar piece not too long ago. I think it was actually during a live stream. And just the way that she did hers with very light sketching, she did, I think the nose needs to be different. So she redrew a circular pattern for the nose, and I'm just like, that's not the way I draw. I draw exactly like it's supposed to be, or as close as I can get it.
He skips all the pre-sketching and goes straight to line art, which to me is super impressive, because I'm like, how do you know that line goes there? Like, what if it's wrong? Because whenever I do it, it's always almost, I gotta erase that crap. And Randy just lays it down, and it's great.
I don't have the ability to say, I can erase it later. That's just not the way I do it. So
I'd hold that teacher under till the bubbles stop. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And not to cut you off,
mm-hmm.
but a lot of people have been commenting and stuff, especially since I've started getting into watercolors and with the sculpting and different things, that they're like, they're telling me their stories, their backstory, and too many of them are similar to this. The art teachers being like, oh, well, that's not art. Or, oh, well, that's crap. Or you're never going to get any better at this. And it's like, excuse you? Like, I can't believe, yes, art is subjective, but I feel so strongly that the role of the teacher is to teach the technical skills. How do you use watercolors? Well, you activate it with water and teach them the core basics. And then it's like teaching them the vocabulary and the alphabet, and then letting them go out and write their own stories with the paints and with the clay and with the different mediums. And so whether I'm an artist or not, whether Randy's an artist or not, whether you're an artist or not, that's not up to anybody other than you, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody who tries to tell you, oh, well, that's not high art. That's just, it's like, just flip. You can't see it, but I'm flipping them off really hard off screen. Can you flip them off with me?
I hope you can see this.
Yeah, I hope you can see this. I'm doing this as hard as I can.
Which is hilarious because that reference comes from a show where the characters performing said action are pixels. They are 8-bit pixels.
And to me, that's art. It affected our life.
Yeah.
It changed it. It manipulated it. It inspired us to.
The animation
years later,
on
it's still
that show
affecting
is
us.
absolutely awful. It's so bad. But it's art. They put it out there. I enjoyed it. Others enjoyed it because it stayed on the air for like 8 seasons. So, and got a full-fledged movie.
What's this?
Mm-hmm. Aqua Teen Hunger Force had a movie that was in theaters.
That's fair, yeah.
So, yeah, don't let, especially teachers, tell you, or high school teachers tell you that.
Or university teachers, because that's where it really starts to come out, too.
What you enjoy doing isn't good. Because if you enjoy doing it, you're going to keep doing it. If you're going to keep doing it, you're going to get better.
Mm-hmm.
Practice makes progress. And
I say that a lot.
She does. And it's true. It's so true. And if you're enjoying your practice, you're going to get better.
It's anytime somebody confronts you about your art and anything, just step back and ask yourself, did I have fun making it? Does it make me happy to look at? If the answer to any of those is yeah, then fuck that guy, or girl, or whoever. Sorry, I don't mean to, but I feel very strongly about this, guys.
We do a lot of conventions, and a lot of things that are sold at conventions is fan art. One of the individuals we were next to one year, we got to talking, and Vaughn had asked him, how do you handle people coming up to you and being like, oh, this art is crappy?
We watched... And he's one of our favorite artists. But we watch people come up to his booth.
He pulled up from under the table a pencil and a notepad and said, whenever someone starts railing in on my art, I pull these out and I say, you do better. Prove to me right now you can do better.
Because they were just cutting in there like, oh, the face on this one's stupid and that one's just crap. And it's like, yeah. Okay. I mean, it's art. They can think that. Mm-hmm. But it's like to say it in front of somebody, like they're not even a person, is like...
yeah. So
he had to stop me from tackling a 12-year-old one time. But anyways, this was a while ago. I've gotten way better at not tackling people since then.
So the moral of my story was, don't let others tell you that what you enjoy doing isn't good. Oftentimes people are like, oh, that's not good, and then you confront them with a challenge. You do better. Well, they immediately, no, and they just walk away.
Cowards! Yeah. Sorry,
So, if you've got the courage to do it and to show it to other people, that's awesome. Because a lot of people will just criticize, but they can't do what you do.
And then also, I think there's something, too, that, if I'm an artist, Randy's a professional artist. If the chainmail and the jewelry and different things can be considered, he's much more of a business-minded person than I am. And that's something that, being, I guess, a safe term we could use is professional artisans.
Sure.
We make things professionally. And that's something that it's like, and I've experienced this with my performing, both with my music and my dance, and with my artwork. It's like, you don't have to be the best. You don't have to have the highest technical skill level. You don't have to be the best executed, it's with no mistakes. It's the execution of it. It's the presentation of it. And it's whether or not people like it enough to buy it. And that's something that as professional artisans, money wins in the end. And it's like, whether you think our work is art or not, did we pay our bills with it? Did it make us happy? It's like, and that's how we gauge our level of success as artists or not artists. He's very adamant. He's like, I'm not an artist. But I have stuff on paper that proves otherwise. He's really good, you guys. And that's something, too, that even between just the two of us, we butt heads about what being an artist means.
All the time.
Well, yeah. But I like being butt heads. But it's, don't let other people define your art for you or define what it means to be successful for you, because usually that's something a lot of folks will be like, I love this so much, I want to make a living out of it. And people will argue that illustration isn't art. It's like, that's your opinion and it's okay to be wrong. So I just thought I'd share this with you guys because I spent my whole breakfast watching YouTube videos and reading other people's comments, and I was just like, I have an opinion about this. Uh-oh. I'm going to make a video. So, thanks, guys, for hanging out with us. Let us know if you
all your article?
I don't remember. I'm not good at keeping track of things, but I feel like I've said everything I wanted to say.
Okay.
Do you have anything to add?
No.
Hey, Sam Dog. You're not Sam Dog.
No,
Hey,
he's
Sam
not.
Dog. Do you have any? No, the dogs are fine. They're like, learn our names, Mom. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this like Q&A time with Randy Vaughn, please like, share, and subscribe. Let us know if you have any more questions that you would like us to address in depth like this.
This was in depth.
For me, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I spent more than 30 seconds flailing around about it. This was pretty in depth.
Okay.
Um,
Sure.
I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you guys around. Oh, check us out on Patreon if you like our tutorials and want to support what we do. And like craft crates and fairy house giveaways and stuff. Things popping up on the screen. Go watch it. Bye.
Also in the video description.
Yes. And also you can subscribe to Randy if you like his soothing voice. I like it.
Sure, okay. Yeah, I've got a YouTube and Patreon and
I'll
all that
link
junk.
him down in the thing somewhere, but he's very nice. Okay,
Okay.
bye for
Bye.
realsies.